What's up, guys? Tommy Muchler here today, and we are going to be talking about the pros and cons of Real Broker. Is it a good brokerage? Is it absolute dog water? No, it's awesome, but it's not perfect, and there are some cons. With that said, let's jump into it with our first pro, and that is caps and fees. The first pro at working at Real Broker is there is only a $12,000 cap, after which you keep 100% of your commission, and the split on that is 85-15, meaning you keep 85%, Real keeps 15%, which doesn't mean much to most people, because if you're like most agents, you'll probably hit your cap. But if you're a realtor that only sells a few houses a year, it would be pretty nice keeping more of your commission. Now, in addition to that, there are 0 monthly fees. In fact, there are 0 fees that you pay out of pocket, with the exception of one, and this is our first con, and that is a $149 sign-up fee. It's the only time you're ever going to be spending money to work at Real. It's super annoying. I don't understand why these new brokerages are now charging sign-up fees to work for them, but honestly, it's really not that big of a deal. The benefits far outweigh that con. Some other cons are, yes, you get to keep 100% of your commission once you reach that $12,000 cap, but there is a $225 transaction fee for every house sale after your cap. But if you hit $6,000 in transaction fees, you do get that back, but we'll talk more about that later. The last con is there is a $5,000 annual fee, which is pretty standard for most brokerages. However, the pro is you pay that out of your first 2 transactions of the year. So your first transaction is going to be a $250 annual fee. Your second transaction is going to be a $250 annual fee. So again, it's great because no money's actually coming out of your pocket, but it is annoying. However, like I said, every brokerage I've ever worked at charges a annual franchise fee. Our second pro to working at Real Broker are the free stocks. First up is you get a pretty big stock bonus when you refer realtors to join Real. You also get 25 to 50% free stock when you contribute up to 5 or 10% of your commission towards their stock program. Now, this number is going to be reduced once they hit 5,000 total agents. But for now, I'm going to take advantage of 50% free stock. It's basically free money. You also get free stock when you hit certain cultural and training awards or hitting $6,000 in your post-cap transaction fees. Like I was mentioning earlier, you can actually get that back in free stock, which is pretty cool. So you're probably wondering why I'm in a different shirt now. That's because as I'm editing this video, I forgot to mention one additional pro, and that is when you hit your cap of $12,000, you get an additional 750 shares of free stock. And just for reference, at the time of making this video, looking at Real Broker stock price right now, it's about $1.87 a share. Now, granted, the whole stock market is totally in the gutter right now. If you're paying attention to the real estate market right now, or not the real estate market, just the stock market or just the economy in general, all stocks are doing horribly right now. But that said, I think there's a lot of upside and a lot of really great potential with Real Broker, and I could see this stock being worth significantly more in the future. So 750 shares of free stock, about $1.87 a share, almost $2 a stock. You're, about $1,400 in free stock just for hitting your cap, plus all the other stock bonuses that you get on top of that as well. All right, now we'll go back to the video. Now for cons about stock, like I said, not everyone cares about free stock. So if you're like me, when I first joined Real, you don't care. Who cares? It's free stock. You might not be interested in taking advantage of it. Also, all the free stock you get does have a vesting period for 1 to 3 years, meaning you need to be at Real at the time of getting that free stock for 1 to 3 years, depending on how you received that stock, whether it was a cultural award or something you contributed, which basically means you have golden handcuffs and you have to be with Real in good standing order for a while, which is kind of annoying, but honestly, I don't mind too much because I don't plan on leaving Real. So far, I'm really impressed with them, and I see myself staying here for probably forever. Pro number 3 is the technology. Now, first up, Real has a really cool app for tracking your business. Again, like the free stock thing, I thought it was kind of silly when I first saw it, but it's actually really cool to kind of see all your information, all your broker information. They have a FAQ, a support line, people you can call in case you need help. And they also give you access to the Chime CRM, which if you watch any videos on my channel, you know is my absolute favorite CRM. It is so powerful. It automates so much of my business. I cannot speak highly enough of the Chime CRM. And if you were to buy it outside of Real Broker, it's a pretty expensive CRM, anywhere between $200, $500, $700 a month. Honestly, it's worth paying. I was paying $500 a month for the Chime CRM before I joined Real, and it was worth every penny. Now I only get it for $25 a month, which is awesome. Cons when it comes to technology? There are none. Unlike these big box brokerages like Keller Williams and Remax, who waste tons of your commission money on building technology, Real just gives you the best technology that someone else already created, and it's awesome. Pro number 4 is broker support and training. Now, Real Broker is really good for well-established brokers. Something that's really important to me is having a broker on call that I can call when I need help. Now, I'm a managing broker. I know contract law really, really well. And if I run into a problem, it's probably a really advanced problem and I'm going to need support. And to be honest, this was one of my biggest fears when joining Real Broker is, am I going to get the proper support that I need? And I can honestly say yes. The training at Real is also really good. Real tracks a lot of YouTubers and social media influencers and Instagrammers and TikTokers like myself, Karen Carr, Malcolm Lawson, Brad McCallan. If you want really good, high quality, free training on how to market your business and build your business, Real has an amazing community that's really good at supporting each other. With that said, there are some cons to Real Broker's training and support, and that is it's not the best place for newer agents. So if you're a brand new agent, you've never sold a house before, you don't know what a purchase and sale agreement is or a listing agreement, you're going to have a bad time. And the reason for that is Real Broker is not going to hold your hand and make you do anything. Unlike a lot of these brokerages like Keller Williams and EXP, where they charge you monthly fees to work for those companies, where they just try to get as many realtors that they possibly can, regardless of whether or not you know anything, because they want you to pay those monthly and annual fees. Real Broker, like we talked about earlier, doesn't charge any of those fees. So they don't want agents that don't know what they're doing. Now, that said, you don't have to be some real estate expert selling 50 houses or even a dozen houses every single year. I'd say if you feel moderately comfortable and have a basic understanding of sales contracts, Real Broker should be able to give you the support that you need if you ask. That said, if you're a brand new agent and you want to work at Real, you should probably consider either joining another brokerage that's going to give you the support you need, or finding someone at Real Broker in your state who is willing to help you navigate the complexities of contract law, writing up contracts, filling out forms, negotiations, and all that other complicated stuff. Because as it currently stands, Real will not provide that training and support to you if you are a new agent. Now, I've been told this will change in the future. Real is a relatively new and young company, so at this current time, they don't have that in place, but they should have it in the future. The 5th pro of Real Broker is that it is a cloud-based brokerage. What this means is that you have access to thousands of realtors. Now, if you were to work in a normal brick and mortar office like a Remax or Keller Williams or Century 21, you'd have an office with maybe 100 realtors in there and you can collaborate. It was really awesome. You can talk to realtors about the local market. The thing about Real is we have almost 5,000 agents currently across the United States and Canada, and you can message, talk to, and ask any one of them for help, and they'll help you. The con to this is that if you're extroverted like me and you like going to the office, you're gonna have a bad time because Real does not have any brick and mortar offices. We all work from home. Some realtors choose to get their own office space, but for the most part, Real isn't gonna give you an office. And if you like going to the office, you're gonna be on your own or you need to figure out some other accommodations. Now, personally, I just go to a coffee shop, which I've gotten more buyers from than sitting in my office when I was at Remax. But honestly, to each their own. Now, the last pro to working at Real Broker is the revenue share. Now, I know all the cool kids and brokerages are doing revenue share, but to be frank, none are nearly as good as Real Brokers. Meaning, if you refer someone to Real Broker and they sign up, they are now under you and you are their sponsor. And now you can get up to $4,000 of their $12,000 cap, meaning if they hit their cap of $12,000, you get $4,000 and Real keeps the other $8,000. Now, where this gets really cool is if the agent you brought on brings on other agents, you can get some of that agent's commission as well. This is honestly a great way to make some extra money on the side, which is obviously what I'm doing with making this video. I'm trying to share the gospel of that, which is Real Broker. I swear it's not a cult. It's definitely not a cult. Okay, maybe it's a little culty. But it's not as culty as EXP or Keller Williams. Keller Williams, man, that place is culty. And I could say that because I used to work there. Now, the cons to the revenue share system is if you are going to unlock additional tiers, because like I said, you can go 5 tiers deep. You need a certain amount of agents to unlock each tier. So if you're in tier 1, you need 5 tier 1 agents before you can unlock tier 2 agents. So if you bring on an agent and that agent brings on an agent and you want to collect some of that agent's revenue share, you need to have 5 other agents that you referred in your downline in order to collect those lower level tiers revenue. Another con to revenue share is people just don't care, and it can kind of hurt the reputation of a brokerage. People think you're just telling me to work at Real Broker because you want to get a piece of the pie, you want a little bit of my money. It kind of reminds me of all those EXP and Keller Williams memes where the really annoying agent was always trying to recruit you to join their brokerage. It's kind of annoying. Sometimes when I talk about Real Broker, people look at me like I'm trying to sell them lavender essential oils or something. But that's okay, because honestly, I love Real Broker. I think it's an amazing company. I think they have a really bright future ahead of them. They offer and give me so much value in return that I personally think it's just an incredible brokerage to work at. Which reminds me, if you have any questions about Real Broker or want to personally talk to me about Real Broker, you can send me an email, tommy@thelazyagent.com, or you can schedule an event down below. I'm happy to meet with you for a Zoom meeting to answer any questions you might have about Real Broker and whether or not it is a good fit for you. Because to be honest, while I'd love to have you sign up and work underneath me and get your revenue share, I don't want you to join Real Broker and have a bad experience. In fact, I just met with 2 different realtors, one in Florida, one in California, who I told, you know what, based on your situation, I don't think Real Broker is a good fit for you, given your unique situation. But if you are curious about learning more about Real Broker, I would love to talk to you more about it. With that said, my name's Tommy Mutchler, your lazy agent. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.